शेषार्यवंशकलशोधरिपोर्नितन्द्रम् श्रीमन्नृसिंहगुरुवर्यपदाब्जभृङ्गम् श्रीमन्ननन्तगुरुवर्यसुतम् गुणाब्धिम् सन्तत्कुमारगुरुवर्यमहम् प्रवक्ति वसुदेवसुरम् देवम् कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णम् वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या किमन्यैः शास्त्रविस्तरैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद्विनिःसृता सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्. 18th chapter of the Gita is divided into two parts. The first part contains 40 shlokas. In the next part, today's subject matter of discussion contains 38 shlokas divided into 4 topics. The first topic is about the route to attain the Lord in terms of acts as per one's varna and constituting the worship of the Lord. Meaning, Sve Sve Karmanyabhirataha, those who are engaged in their normal work, if they do it perfectly, that is God realization. And the next part of it is Bhakti Yoga, the all important teaching of the Gita, being the Gita Sara or substance of the entire Gita, is explained in 6 shlokas. And the next topic, containing 7 shlokas, tells us about Gita Mahatmya. And the last part is the grandeur and happiness of the hearer who translated the or narrated the entire Gita to Dhritarashtra, namely Sanjaya, and his final verdict that Yatrogeshwara Krishna, Yatrapartho Dhanutaraga, Yatrashtrihi Vijayo Bhutihi Dhruva Nitir Matirmama. This is my final conclusion. That is, on whose side Krishna and Partha are there. They are who to win. In the first part, Arjuna queries about the Tyaga and Sannyasa. They are not different. They are the same is answered by Krishna Paramatma. The nature of Tyaga and all actions are attributed to the Lord. Ishvare Kartrita Buddhihi. And the second part explained in the first part, that is 18 to 40 shlokas, the importance of Sattva-guna against the background, the effects of all the 3 gunas. Now, today's subject matter of discussion, first topic is on the importance of Sattva-guna against the background, the effects of all the 3 gunas, and the route to attain the Lord in terms of acts according to one's varna, which alone constitutes the worship of the God that commences from Shloka 41 to 60. The 41 says, O Krishna, the duties of the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and the Shudras have been clearly divided according to the gunas born of their nature. Control of the mind and senses, austerity, that is tapaha, external and internal purity, shaucham, forbearance, shantihi, uprightness, arjavam, special knowledge and faith, evancha jnanam. All these constitute the natural duty of sattvic individuals. Valor, power, firmness, cleverness, courage of non-fleeing in battle, generosity and lordliness, that is leadership, all these constitute the natural duty of Kshatriya. That is agriculture, producing crops, cattle breeding, rearing and protecting cattle, trade, gathering wealth through buying and selling. These four duties of Vaishya born of his inherent nature. Shudra's inherent nature involves duties to serve the other three Varnas. The above occupational duties of the four Varnas are subsidiary to performing sacrifices, etc., being common to the first three Varnas as ordained in Shastras. Control of senses, etc., are easy for Brahmana. It is prescribed as his duty, and that being difficult for Kshatriyas and Vaishyas due to dominant Rajas and Tamas gunas. These have not been specified as their duty. A Brahmana has to officiate as a priest, teach Vedas, receive gifts. A Kshatriya must protect the people. Vaishyas take to farming, and Shudras do services to all the three. If one is devoted in his duty described earlier, he achieves the supreme state with perfection. Listen to me. As to how he attains perfection, he from whom all beings originate and by whom all this is pervaded, who abides in Indra and the divinities as the inner ruler, by worshipping him, that is myself, man achieves perfection through his grace. Earlier text states, I am the origin, and into me all beings disappear. There is nothing else beside me. The whole universe is permeated by me as unmanifest divinity. With me as supervisor, the Prakriti brings forth sentient and insentient beings, and am the source of all creation. From me proceeds everything. Renouncing the agency of action, that is one's Swadharma, is that which is self-appropriate in the form of worshipping myself as has been taught. Karma Yoga comprises activities of sense organs, is easily performed in combination with Prakriti, though it may be faulty in some respects. It is better than other one's dharma, even for one subduing his senses. Jnana Yoga is liable to deviation due to negligence, although sometimes it may be well performed. Explaining further, Lord says, one who does not incur any stain by performing Karma Yoga, as it is ordained by nature, for one conjoined with Prakriti and Karma, comprises activities of the sense organs. On the other hand, Jnana Yoga, calling for control of sense organs, is susceptible to negligence, and so stain is likely to be incurred. Understanding that one's works are easy to perform, not susceptible to negligence, and there may be imperfections in them, one should not give up his works. Even if one is fit for Jnana Yoga, one should do Karma Yoga alone. Both yogas are subject to imperfections like pain, just as fire with smoke. But still, Karma Yoga is easier and is not unlike Jnana Yoga, accompanied by negligence. Sarvatra, meaning disinterested in fruits. Jitatma, meaning having conquered the mind. That one who is free from attributing agency to the self, but contemplating the Supreme Person's agency is equipped with sannyasa, which is declared to be same as tyaga. That as one performing action attains supreme perfection, causing all activity. He attains dhyana yoga, yoga of meditation, comprising stoppage of sensory activity, which will be described in 49. That who is free from desires, he attains by practice of renunciation the supreme perfection, going beyond all activity. Learn from me briefly as to how one has attained perfection in meditation through daily observance of Karma Yoga till death. That is, has attained Brahman, described as the highest consummation of knowledge, which is itself the nature of meditation. Buddhaya, Vishuddhaya, meaning having a perfect understanding about the self as it is reality, controlling the mind by steadiness, fit for meditation, by ignoring external and internal objects, rejecting sound and other sense objects, and getting rid of love and hate. Endowed with a purified intellect, controlling the mind by steadiness, rejecting sound and other objects, or sense, and getting rid of love and hate, living in a secluded place, eating but little, controlling body, mind, and power of speech, ever engaged in yoga of meditation, and taking refuge in dispassion, giving up egotism, power, pride, desire, anger, and luxuries, devoid of the feeling of mind, and tranquil of heart, he becomes worthy of the state of Brahman. Established in Brahman, tranquil, he no longer grieves or nor craves. Regarding all beings alike, he attains supreme devotion to me. Brahmabhutaha, meaning having had the understanding of the nature of self as being of unlimited knowledge, the state of Brahman being subservient to me, as posited in 7.5. There is, other than this lower prakriti, the higher prakriti of mind. One not affected by various forms of grief, five kleshas of yoga, but grieves or desires not anything other than myself. In the process, he becomes indifferent to others and regards them as worthless straw, achieving the highest bhakti to me, which makes me extremely dear beyond description. Me, the Lord of all, to whom creation, sustentation, and dissolution are mere sports, the evil free ocean of innumerable attributes, nectar, ocean of beauty, the Lord of street, lotus side, and the self's own Lord. To that supreme devotion, he comes for understanding me fully, who and how great I am in reality, who I am and what I am. Knowing me thus in trouble forthwith enjoys or enters into my feeling, taking refuge in me and performing all the actions constantly by my grace attains the eternal and imperishable state. Surrendering all acts to me by your mind, thinking me as the goal, you, you as the goal, and resorting to Buddhi Yoga, focus your thought ever on me. With your mind focused on me, you shall by grace tide over all difficulties. He, if, however, out of egotism, you do not heed me, you will be lost. Focusing your thought on me, thus, should you perform all karmas, you will tide over all difficulties of samsara with my grace. Otherwise, thinking out of ahankara that I know well everything myself, if you do not listen to my words, vinakshesi, you will be lost. There is none except in myself who knows what ought to be and what ought not to be by living beings, and none in a position as lawgiver. In case subject to a false sense of independence in regard to what is good and what is not, should you neglect my command, and based on such independence, should you think I will not fight, such a resolve will be a vain, as nature will drive you against your resolve. You who an ignorant and go against my sovereignty. O son of Kunti, that action too which you are not willing to undertake through ignorance, bound by your own duty, born of your nature, you will be compelled to act all the time. A Kshatriya's natural duty is to be heroic. You will lose self control, forced by taunts of your enemies, when impelled by your own duty born of your nature. You will be compelled to fight them, although right now, out of ignorance, you don't wish to do. All creatures are ordained by me to go along with their prakriti acquired through past karmas. Listen about it. Now, in the next six shlokas, the entire Gita Sarartha is summed up. Commences with ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां हृदय क्षेत्रतिष्ठति भ्रामयन् सर्वभूतानि यन्त्रारूढानि मायया. Arjuna, the supreme lord, abides in the heart of all creatures, causing them to revolve, mounted on a wheel as it were by his elusive power. Ishvara, meaning Vasudeva, the ruler of all, abiding in the heart, from where arises knowledge, being the root of all secular spiritual activities. How and doing what does he exist? He exists by mounting as it were on the machine of Prakriti created by him in the form of body. By his Maya, that is power, all beings according to their gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas. I am seated in the hearts of all, and from me proceeds everything. But that claims he who dwelling in the second mark, reply, being the surrender and uh, he exists mounting as it were on the machine of a Prakriti, created by him in the form of body. His Maya, that is power, all beings according to their gunas, sattvas, as declared in 15:15. I am seated in the hearts of all, and from me proceeds everything. Bhagavan claims, he who dwelling in the self, reality being this, surrender with body, sense and mind to him, the ruler of all, who becoming your charioteer out of Vatsalya for dependence and who commands act thus. Even though you may not follow now, it is inevitable for you to fight who being ignorant and actuated by his Maya will be lost. So fight as explained by him. If you act in this way, attaining supreme peace, you will achieve release and eternal abode. Hundreds of scriptures declare it. The supreme place of Vishnu, Tameva Sharanangacha, Sarvabhavena Bharata, Tatprasadat Param Shantim, Sthanam Prapsyasi Shashvatam. The supreme place of Vishnu reached this heaven where Devas and Sandhyas where dwell ancient stages. The supreme abode above paradise. He presides over this, and Kathopanishad declares he reaches the end of samsara, the Paramapada, the highest abode of Vishnu. Idite jnanamakhyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimirshena rasheshena ythechasi tatha kuru. Thus, the knowledge more secret than secrecy itself has been imparted to you by me. Deliberating on it fully, do as you like. Iti, the more secret than secrecy itself, which the mumukshus, that means aspirants, are to acquire for release, concerning Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga, has been imparted. Deliberating on this fully, do as you like, as per your qualification, be it Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, or Bhakti Yoga. सर्वगुह्यतमं भूयः शृणु मे परमं वचः इष्टोऽसि मे दृढमिति तथो वक्ष्यामि ते हितम्. Here again, my supremely secret dweller, the most esoteric of all truths, as you are extremely dear to me, I am telling what is good for you. It has already been declared that most esoteric of all secrets is Bhakti Yoga, as in the text 9:1. I will declare to you the most mysterious knowledge. Here again, my supreme Lord, my supreme word about it, as you are extremely dear to me, I am telling what is good for you. The Vedanta texts declare him as in great person of the brilliance of the sun beyond the Prakriti. Knowing him thus, the Stephen Narayana, one will be liberated in this life itself. There is no other path for moksha. The statements focus your mind on me. Manmana bhavamadbhaktah madhyajimam namaskuru. Mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Be my devotee or designated with the terms knowledge, Vedana, meditation, dhyana, and worship, upasana, direct perception, darshana, of the character of continuous memory of the one with loving nature to be worshipped. Since I am the object of superabundant love, meditate on me. Yajna is worship, that is aradhana, which is complete subordination to the Lord, who says, prostrate humbly before me. Mam Namaskuru with great love. Giving up your ego, you shall come to me alone. I solemnly promise this to you, for you are exceptionally dear to me. Do not take it as flattery. I am inexpressibly dear to the man of knowledge, and dear is he to me. Unable to bear separation from him, I myself allow him to attain me. The expression, you shall come to me alone, echoes the truth. मन्मना भव मद्भक्तो भव मद्याजी भव मां नमस्कुरु मामेव येष्यसि सत्यन्ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे. Always think of me, be my devotee, be my worshipper, prostrate before me. Doing so, you will come to me alone. I promise you truly, for you are exceptionally dear to me. Relinquishing all dharmas does not mean relinquishing all devotional duties, but only the sense of agency and the fruits. This is the Shastric relinquishment of all dharmas. Sarvadharman parityajya, completely relinquishing sense of agency, possessiveness, fruits, etc. in practicing karma, jnana, bhakti yogas as taught and realize me as agent, one, object of worship, two, and the means to an end, three. It is declared, renounce the attachments and also the fruits, since such abandonment is sattvika. He who gives up the fruits is the abandoner. Sarvadharman parityajya. If you practice such relinquishment of agency in fruits, I will release you from all evils, sins, inconsistent with attaining me. These comprise countless acts like what ought not to be done and not doing what ought to be done, piled up from beginningless time. Krityakarana, akritya akarana, krityakarana, bhagavadavachara, like that. Not doing what ought to be done, piled up from beginningless time, and standing with obstacles. Grieve not, do not despair, for I shall clear all the obstacles and release you. Mamekam sharanmrida, ahantva sarvapapebhyo, mokshayishyami ashuchaha. Designing all your duties to me, the all powerful and all supporting Lord, take refuge in me alone. I shall absolve you of all sins. Grieve not. An alternative explanation is also put forward here. The sins are so many that due to fear of limited time available in one's lifespan, Arjuna might have thought himself to be unfit to start bhakti yoga. Therefore, the Lord said, completely abandoning all dharmas, seek me alone for refuge. I am supremely compassionate and a refuge of all. I will release you from all sins. Grieve not. Paramam Guhyam. The most secret doctrine has been taught to you by me. This doctrine should not be taught to one who has not practiced austere disciplines, one who is not devoted to me. To you, in the role of a teacher, one who does not wish to listen, and one who slanders me, finds defects in my nature, glories, and attributes. Idante nama tapaskaya, abhaktaya kadachana, nacha ashkushave vachyam, nacha mam yo abhyasuyati. The secret gospel of Gita should never be imparted by you to one who is not austere, who is wanting in devotion, not to him who has no wish to listen, not at all to him who slanders me. He who preaches among my devotees this profound gospel, supreme mystery, shall come to me. acquiring supreme devotion towards me. There is no doubt about this. Eidam paramanguhyam madbhakteshvabhidasyati bhaktim mayi param kritva mame vaishyat asamshayaha. Whoever expounds this paramanguhyam to my devotees, he will acquiring the highest devotion towards me, reach me only. No doubt whatsoever about this. Among men, there is none who does me a more loving service to me than he, nor shall there be another on earth dearer to me than he. न च तस्मान् मनुष्येषु कश्चिन् मे प्रियः तात्मा भविता न च तस्मात् अन्यप्रियतरो भवि न च मे तस्मात् अन्यप्रियतरो भुवि. There is none who does me a more loving service to me than he, nor shall there be another on earth dearer to me than he. Whoever will study this dharma, imprinted dialogue, I shall be worshipped through jnana yajna, sacrifice of knowledge. That is, I shall be worshipped merely by a study of the sacrifice of knowledge taught herein. Whoever listens to the Gita with faith and without making trifling objections through a qualified teacher, he also will be rid of such inconsistent with devotional life. Since inconsistent with devotional life, he will attain the wells of the hosts of my devotees who have performed virtuous deeds. With their help, the new arrivals will be led to liberation. Shraddhavan anasuyascha शृणुयादपि यो नरः सोऽभिमुक्तशुभानि लोकान् प्राप्नुयात् पुण्यकर्मणाम्. And the man who hears this with faith, reverence, and without trifling objections, he too shall reach the happy world of those who have performed virtuous deeds. O son of Partha, have you heard this gospel with an attentive, one-pointed mind? And have you, as your delusion born of ignorance, been dispelled? Kachidetastutam partha, त्वयि एकाग्रेण चेतसा कच्चिदज्ञानसम्मोहात् pranashtaste dhananjaya. Arjuna said, O infallible Krishna, by your grace my delusion is gone and I have gained my knowledge. Shorn of all doubts, I stand steadfast. I will do your bidding. Moha is perverted knowledge. There is delusion. By your grace it has been annihilated. Smriti, there is memory, is acknowledged, is knowledge of things as they really are. By your grace I have acquired it. The misconception, that is moha, that self is the prakriti which really is non-self, of not appreciating all sentient and non-sentient entities, have him as their Atman. And three, of all actions, obligatory and occasional, do not cause bondage, but forming means to propitiate the Supreme Being is gone. To recapitulate the various phases of knowledge that clear the misunderstanding or summarized as follows. Meaning, what I have understood, He summarizes in one sentence: the self is different from Prakriti, devoid of Prakriti's nature. It is knower of Prakriti. Number two, self is subservient to Supreme Person, whose true knowledge is connoted by the term Supreme Brahman. Number three, to describe Supreme Brahman, he is an ocean of auspicious attributes like knowledge, strength, glory, power, radiance, etc., all unbounded and natural. Solely auspicious he is without trace of evil, origin, sustentation, and dissolution of the universe is a mere sport to him. Number four, Vasudeva, that is Sri Krishna, is the supreme person, known from the Vedanta, can be attained by worship in the form of bhakti, which can materialize through control of senses, mind, abandoning prohibited acts, performance of occasional and obligatory acts with the express goal of satisfying the supreme person. Bhakti has to be nourished day in and day out by constant practice of knowledge, discriminating higher and lower truths. All this has been attained by me, Arjuna replies. Hence, I stand firm, freed from the doubts and depression born of perverted knowledge, supplemented by compassion and love for relatives. Now, I will do you bidding. I shall fight as instructed by you. Sanjaya now responds to Dhritarashtra's question as to what his son and the Pandavas were doing in the battle. I have thus been hearing the wondrous and thrilling dialogue as it took place between Vasudeva and his paternal aunt son Arjuna, a Mahatman with great intelligence, and taken refuge of Sri Krishna's feet. Vyasa Prasadat, by the grace of Vyasa, meaning the divine eyes perception granted by him, I have been able to hear the secret of yoga from Sri Krishna, the Yogeshwara, the treasures of knowledge, strength, sovereignty, valor, power, and brilliance. Recalling the holy and wondrous dialogue over and over again between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, directly heard by me, I rejoice again and yet again. Rajan samsmritya samsmritya. Vismayaha, great amazement springs in me, owing to repeated recalling the most wondrous and most supreme form, Vishwarupa, of the Lord, which was revealed to Arjuna and witnessed by me as it happened. I rejoice again and again. These are wondrous statements of Sanjaya. What is the point in talking more about this? Wherever there is Yogeshwara, Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, who is the ruler of various manifestations of nature, comprising sentient and non sentient entities, having high and low form, and on whose will depend the difference in the essential nature and activities of all things other than himself. And wherever there is Arjuna, the archer, who is who is his paternal aunt's son, who surrendered at his feet, in those places there will always be present fortune, victory, opulence, and unfailing righteousness. Such is my firm conviction. अस्मद्गुरुसमारम्भां यतिशेखरमध्यमां लक्ष्मीवल्लभपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्